Hey, it's Megan Lorson. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to create this beautiful half up, half down bridal hairstyle, or really it's perfect for any special occasion, prom, any formal event. And I'm going to be teaching you how I put clip-in hair extensions and how I incorporate them into this half up, half down hairstyle. I'm going to be using 20-inch clip-in hair extensions, so they're a little bit longer than the mannequin, so we're going to add length and thickness to the style. And as you can tell, these hair extensions are just a tiny bit darker. The mannequin doesn't have a ton of dimension to her hair. It's pretty light blonde, and so I want to add a little bit more dimension into her hair by adding these low lights. There are blonde pieces in here that are the same color, so it's going to blend seamlessly even though it's not a perfect match. I actually will do this a lot of times with my brides if I have brides that want to go lighter with their hair color, or if they want to add more dimension. Sometimes we can fake the color by adding extensions in. So it's a great little hack to change up the color without actually changing the color. All right, let's get right into the tutorial. I'll show you how to create this half up, half down hairstyle. First, start out by prepping the hair using some Kenra Luxe Shine Oil. This is just going to add some moisture into the hairstyle. It's going to help hold the style, help maintain and keep the frizz out of the hairstyle and give it a beautiful shine. Especially, I like to work it into the ends of the hair because that's usually where it's the most dry and the most moisture is needed. I'm just going to comb that through. I'm going to go ahead and pump in a little bit of Moroccan oil hydrating styling cream. All these products are linked in my Amazon storefront, so if you want to go check them out, the link will be down below, and I have everything that I use, and that's in my bridal kit linked in my Amazon storefront as well as my LTK. Once I've got the hydrating cream worked through, I also like to just brush that through, and automatically you can just see how it starts to tame the frizz, add some shine. Next, I'm going to be sectioning the hair out for the hair extensions. I am going to go about 2 inches above the neckline, or above the neck, and that is going to be where we place the first row of extensions. A nice clean parting. It's about 2 to 3 inches above the neck. I'm gonna take my pink pewter comb, and this is a little hack and a little secret that I like to do to keep my hair extensions really in there, especially for a formal event, for a wedding. That way they're nice and secure and in the hair and they're not going anywhere. So I like to use a texture powder. I'm going to be using Osis Soft Dust, and I like to go ahead and just pump it all across the root area. After I pump that in, I go ahead and just back comb. Once I've got it teased, I'm going to go ahead and grab my first hair extension piece. You don't want this hair extension piece to come all the way to the edge. This will especially matter if you are going to be putting the hair up at all. So if you are going to keep it down, you could get away with that. But if at all the person wants to put their hair up, you just want to make sure that the extensions are clipped in at least about an inch, half an inch to an inch inside of the hairline. So I'm just going to take one of these ones with the 2 clips on it, and I like to pick up the hair, and I like to scoop and lock in those hair extensions right at the top. By picking up the hair, it really allows for that clip to dig in and really grab hold of the hair. I have one extension piece that's just one extension clip. I'm going to go ahead and clip that in right next to this piece because it needs a little bit more coverage. Go ahead and spray some heat protectant on the hair. This is the Kenra Hot Spray 20 heat protectant. And then I'm going to be using my Hot Tools curling wand. This is the 1-inch barrel. I love this curling wand. It's super comfortable to curl with, given that the angle that it's at. And it also comes with 3 other sizes other than this one. So like a 3/4 inch, it comes with a 1.5 inch barrel, and I think a 2-inch. So it's like an all-in-one tool, and you can create any size curl with it. So it's very convenient to travel with. I'm gonna be alternating the curls back and forth. So this one is gonna go outward, and I'm doing a twist wrap. So I'm just twisting and wrapping it around the barrel, holding it on there for a couple seconds to make sure the heat penetrates all the way through the hair. I love using a curling wand because in a lot of cases it really heats up quick, really holds the curl. And I want to point out that I'm also curling part of the extension hair along with the actual mannequin hair. This helps the color and the hair to blend even better when you curl them together. Next section for hair extensions. Now, depending on the shape of someone's head, how big it is, how much hair they have, you may put 2 rows of extensions in before you get to the ear. But we are already at the ear, so we're going to take our section right above the ear. We're going to go about 1 inch above. And if you want to put more hair extensions in someone's hair, you will just take less sections in between each row. If you are trying to space them out, then you can space it out 2 to 3 inches in between each section. So yeah, this next one is about 1 inch above the ear, and it's just going straight across. By taking the section 1 inch above the ear, it allows for optimal coverage and hiding the extensions, as well as if they were to put their hair back, or if you were to create an updo, it's going to cover the extensions whenever it comes back. And it's also going to be more comfortable for the client because they're not going to have an extension sitting too closely on their ear, which can be very uncomfortable. I'm going to go ahead and pump in my texture powder all across the top area, and take my pink pewter comb and tease. I also like to use the Design Me Puff Me texture powder. That is one of my favorite texture powders also. And then occasionally, if I can't get my hands on the Osis Soft Dust or the Design Me Puff Me texture powder, which are essentially the same product, they're very similar, then I also will grab the Sexy Hair, what is it called? Sexy Hair Big Powder Play Light. So sometimes it just depends on what's in stock. I have really learned over the past couple years multiple different products that I can use that all act the same, do the same thing. So I've gotten very versatile in that area just because a lot of times I go to order something online or go to my local hair supply stores, my local Cosmoprof, and I can't find the product that I normally would use. So I've really had to branch out, and I've really experimented with many different products to see which ones I like, which ones work. Do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the hair a little bit, clip it in. It's going to be getting clipped 1 inch from the hairline. And then this is the one with 4 clips on it, so it's, I believe, the biggest one. This is the longest clip in the whole set. And typically I do place the longest one in this section because this is the widest part of the head from ear to ear when we section just above the ear. So typically I am using the biggest or longest hair extension piece in this section. I do need some hair to come a little bit closer to here. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the 2 clip extension pieces. I'm going to clip it on this side. I'm keeping it about an inch away from the hairline. And as you can see, this one is gonna overlap the other extension, which is totally fine. I'm just gonna pump a little bit more texture powder right into the top of that extension piece. Tease it a little bit and just go ahead and clip it right into that extension piece as close as I can get it to the top of that extension. I'm going to spray a little bit more heat protectant, and I'm going to continue curling, alternating the curls back and forth. The front pieces will get curled back away from the face. Hey guys, real quick, if you are loving this tutorial, would you just take a moment to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Also, I wanted to tell you about the Bridal Society. The Bridal Society is my monthly subscription group if you want to start your own bridal business or grow the current one that you already have. The Bridal Society is for you. It has over 50 classes currently inside of the membership library teaching you bridal business classes, bridal hairstyling classes on some of the most popular trending bridal hairstyles right now, as well as product knowledge classes. You also get new classes added every single month. You get access to live classes, and you get access to our private Facebook community group. So you can build community with other bridal hairstylists, you can learn from each other. You get all of this, everything, for only $27 a month. It is so affordable, and you get access to the whole library as soon as you join. I'll have the link down below in the description if you want to check it out and join. I'd love to see you inside. Now let's get back into the video. I'm gonna just lightly brush this product through the hair. I like brushing this product through the hair because it is a little bit wet, but it just evenly distributes the product through the hair, and by the time I brush it through, it usually is completely dry. All right, so we're going to start on this side, and I'm going to do that tip twist wrap and twist it back away from the face. I am leaving about 1.5 to 2 inches out at the ends, so they're a little straighter. This just gives for a softer look when you are curling the hair. Again, I'm grabbing some of the mannequin's original hair with some of the extension hair, and as you can see, it is blending so seamlessly. It's just like we put lowlights in her hair, and it's like such a perfect blend. Also, I wanted to point out on the previous section, I did not comb out the curls. I did not touch them after curling on. I went about 1 inch above our last section, which was the widest section that we took. So we're going to continue working up. I'm going to pump in my texture powder all the way around. I'm going to lightly tease it at the root area, and notice I'm not really digging in and pushing a lot of hair up. It's just right on that top layer of the hair, and it's just enough to push the hair up to add a little cushion for those clip-in extensions to lock into. This just eliminates any slippage of the hair extensions coming down throughout the night. This allows them to stay in place all day. I'm going to go ahead and take this clip-in section with 3 clips. I'm going to keep it about 1 inch away from the hairline and start clipping it back. Again, I'm picking up the section, making sure that clip gets really locked inside the hair and then clipped in so it's nice and secured. I'm going to just measure these last 2 clip-ins. I'm going to go ahead and use another one with 3 on it. Protectant spray all over. And notice I'm spraying it from a distance so the mist is like evenly getting dispersed onto the hair. This heat protection spray also helps with frizz and hold. Take manageable size sections, small enough to where the heat can penetrate evenly all the way through the hair. Another important factor is the amount of time that you leave the curling iron on the hair for. So if the heat in the curling iron is not on the hair long enough, your curls will fall flat very quickly. They will not be as defined as they could be. So the amount of time that you hold it on the hair is crucial to the type of curl you get and the longevity of the curl. We are getting down to our last section. I wanted to share with you guys a couple other tips for creating long-lasting hairstyles. When you are working with a new set of extensions, you always want to wash your hair extensions when you first get them, because there's usually a coating on them that makes them really silky and really smooth. And after you wash them, the style and the curls will hold much, much better. Also, I did want to point out one other technique for when you are curling hair. You always want to make sure that the hair is nice and smoothed out, combed out, so there's not a lot of frizz and tangles in the hair. The smoother you can get it before curling, the shinier your curl will be, the longer it'll last, and the better your overall results and overall look of the style will always turn out. All right, so we're moving on to our top section. When I get to the top, I like to let the hair out and just very lightly comb out that top section. I'm not combing and disrupting the curls that we have already curled. It's start combing some of this hair back. And I'm using my pink pewter comb to tease. I'm just sectioning out some of this hair to comb it back. This is going to build and create some more volume in the hair. I'm gonna section the hair out. And I like to take a little bit more texture powder, pump it at the root area, and then go ahead and tease it. And when I tease, I'm teasing on the back side of the hair. It's not deep and I'm not starting up too high because this can create a huge frizzy mess. And I have one more extension piece. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop it in the back area. So I'm going to pump a little bit of powder on this last section and just tease the hair a little bit at the root area. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab this last extension piece and place it right here. I do want to point out, you want to be very careful with how high you bring the extensions up. This is the highest I would probably bring them up. You just want to make sure that you have enough hair back at the crown area that it's going to cover everything. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just lightly comb this out. Now that we've gotten the whole entire head curled, except for the front pieces, I'm leaving those for the last. I'm going to be using a wide tooth comb, and just starting at the bottom, I'm just going to start combing through these curls to just create these beautiful soft waves. And I'm going to work my way up and continue combing out these waves. And you can just see how beautiful and soft they look. I like to go in with just a little bit of Osis Tame Wild. This is a cream that helps to tame frizz. And I like to just run some of this through the ends of the hair. And you can see how that just adds additional shine. It just smooths out the frizz. And also I want to point out the beautiful blend of these hair extensions in the mannequin's hair. Like I said, it's so seamless. It looks like it's her hair. It matches so perfect. Direct this hair where it needs to go. And I'm going to section out the front. So that's going to be a lot of the hair from the top of the head down to the center, or like right behind the ear. And then everything else needs to come back. So I'm going to start gathering this hair in the back. And Once I've got it gathered, I'm gonna pinch and pull some of this hair up, and it's got the teas in it, so it's got a nice cushion built inside to give it that volume. You can even push it up just a little bit. I'm gonna take a bobby pin and just go ahead and start weaving it in there. And then I'm gonna take another one and come from the other side. And I'm not opening these ones, but I am weaving them a little bit and making sure that I grasp the top hair. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more. So it's nice and locked in. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out some of this side hair so it starts to swoop and make sure it's not too tight. I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing. Back side all pinned up. I'm gonna take a little bit of this Moroccan oil hairspray and just lightly spray that section. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. And then we're gonna start bringing back the sides. So we're going to take this wide tooth comb and just smooth it out a little bit more. And I'm going to bring this back. And I want to fold this over so it's something like this. So I'm going to hold that. I'm going to take my bobby pin